Again to the Shawn Linton Talk Show. Your host here is Dr. Linton. I just want to talk to you about a brief experience I had with one of I would say that some people may not believe me when I tell some stories that have experienced, but this is one of the great man, the former or the late, I should say, President Nelson Mandela. I met him, as you know, I was born in Jamaica. And I was educated in my school days in Jamaica. Started out on television at the age of 6. I believe when he came out of prison after 26 or 28 years, I believe it was, I he I happened he came to Jamaica. I'm not sure, I don't know much. I was very young. We just know Nelson Mandela, and I know he spent 20 odd years in prison. I know his fight for crime in South Africa and apartheid. You learn it in school. The difference in going to school in Jamaica, they keep you very much informed with black history, where we came from. The motto is out of many one people. We know about our national anthem. We know about the national bird, the national food. We know everything about slavery, the dates, the when slavery was abolished, when it was reinstated. When we are well kept informed. I don't know about it now, but when I was young, whether you go to private school or public school, the education was top notch. So I happened to be in the studio in Jamaica at the time. We had just one one TV station, and it was called JBC, meaning Jamaica Broadcasting Corporation. It is not in existence now, but at the time. And that was just one for the entire country. And Jamaica is an island with 14 parishes, and that supply. And there's a time when it's sign off. You see the like the rainbow, red, black, and these things, and the TV sign off. But we as kids never get a chance to see TV sign off anyway, because our parents send us to bed before, because we need to get up very early in the morning for school. So I guess probably on weekend we will see it sign off, and so you just have one supply, as I said. I was at JBC. I believe my godmother was the director of a program there on telly that was called Story Time. Her name was Mrs. Hope Wheeler, and she was responsible for the Story Time. I was on several different programs there, and I remember when Nelson Mandela came to Jamaica, and when he was there, all the camera crew went, and we had massive rooms with cameras and all of that, and I was there watching the journey. I think he came on the as it was the Jamaican airline, and he came down. I was watching him, and coming off the plane, I saw everything. And I remember one striking, and probably this was, I would say, a spiritual experience that I had. I knew something was wrong. I looked on the face of Winnie Mandela, and I said, I knew something was wrong, where I just never know what it was. I was young, but I was very spiritual. I knew stuff and I saw stuff, but I knew definitely that there was something, and I looked and I said, they don't look together. But I was still young. I knew nothing about it. I was not a big watcher of television, and as a matter of fact, there was no in Jamaica. You're not going to get the international news of such. You just get the main news that has an international factor. And that was it. And I remember when he went back to South Africa. I'm not sure how long after they were separated. But Nelson Mandela, the figure, I knew definitely, without knowing the deep, intimate history about him, as I said, because I was young. But I like the fact that that strong will to help people, and to motivate people and to see people through dark days and to enlighten people. I love that bit. I do love that bit. So after coming to the United Kingdom as before my teenage state, so all my teenage state, and so on, I grew up in London. I still continue doing history and still continue working as a humanitarian, both with the both communities. So because I would say that even though I was born in Jamaica, but I see Britain as my home. So I can never say that I would take Jamaica and forget Britain, because it is both the same to me. My birthplace is Jamaica, but I was brought up here in the United Kingdom. So I would always give my respect, my devotion, and my loyalty to the land I was brought up in. I don't know Jamaica like how I know here. So I would like to actually to let people understand this, that your catalog, I must tell you this before I close this video, because it was just to mention a snippet on Nelson Mandela. I did a very good profile on Nelson Mandela when I was on a station called Love 316, but that is lost. I was trying to find that YouTube. I did ask the producer, I couldn't find it. That was good. That was when he just died. But I would like to, and I forgot all about Nelson Mandela. I forgot all. It was when I was going through things that I've done, and I remember that here and that there and that there. I remember Jones and all the people. This is how I would like to motivate you to understand that the skills are in you. It is called administration. And it's not a coincidence why I am an administrator for a ministry in London. I guess I guess I would not be given that title if truly, when I look on some of the work that I did. And also the main job is to motivate you to understand that you can become your own administrator too, not necessarily by title, but by you getting your files together, the things that you have done. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the same thing that I've done. Most of the times, the things that I've done as a child, I understand that it was fashioning me for the road that I'm on today. It's all fashioning. So you're not going to be like me, because we're not stunt double. We're not identical twins. Our destiny, our path have been cut out differently and separately according to our purpose. For destiny. So yours and mine are different. So what you go through, the things that you go through in your life, the things that you undergo as a child, coming up, your experiences, your encounter, the things that you was upset about, the things that you weren't upset about, the things that you have accepted, the things that you're not accepted, the things that you're seeing, the things that you haven't seen, all things put together, the things that you glimpse, everything put together really is the fashioning for who you are becoming. So when you're closer to your becoming, then you can put them together and understand the sense of why you had gone through all of that from before. That is the becoming process. Is the process. We do understand the process that we go through. The process that we go through psychologically and mentally and sociologically is creating the philosophy that you are able to make a summary of your entire life, to put to people in order to help people. So I'm saying here, everyone is important. Our experience might be different. I don't think that any but one is more important than the others. I just happen to have these experiences because of the journey. My journey. That's all it is. And I'm motivating you to get up, get your pens, get your papers, and start. God bless you.